Generic greetings and welcome to Construction Plus Prison Architect Alpha 36 episode 2. In the previous episode we planned out this, which is our proposed solution for the Alpha 36 problem. The problem being there's loads and loads and loads of stuff to do, as in we want every single building that's pretty much been added to the game and try to utilise every feature that's been added over the last 3 years. So we've hopefully planned out everything. There's a couple of things that I've missed out. So first things first, I don't have any solitary cells. So, sorry, I do have solitary cells, but I don't have any protective custody cells. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to break this little bit down here, which is currently like a very large room. I'm going to split this up. I'm going to have a bit of an entranceway there, and then I'm going to try and figure out a way that we can have sort of 2 cells in it. And if I do that, it means you have to come in this way and then in there, but that's pretty inefficient. What if I just split it down the middle and have 2 solitary cells like that? Like that. So you come in here and then you've got 2 cells either side which are protective custody. You could do that. I don't know what else I could really plan out. As I said, I'm trying to get as many in as I can. It would be nice if it was a little bit larger, which is a possibility but not. I could also move it up here because this is our very, very large and, if I'm honest with you, far too big area for visitation. It should be probably about half the size, as people have rightly pointed out. So I think what I'll do, I'll make the kitchen a little bit bigger because we can do that. We will then cut this up like that and get rid of that bit and have that as a storage. So the storage is just a little bit bigger than what it originally was, but that's okay. This will become our new visitation, but then I'll also probably split that down again, and this could become, I don't know, another area maybe? I don't know what area that could be, what area we would require that to be. I mean, we could, if we want to, shift something over there. Oh, by the way, this, let me, while I'm on here, this was going to be our, death row area where we had the what you call it? Electric chair there, but you can't spin it round, so we may have to move it around. It might be there, it might be there, it might be up there. We'll have to see how it goes. But either way, this area here is far too large for visitation. We might put another room in there, make it something else. I don't know yet, but we'll see how it goes. But I don't like the idea of solitary being over there or protective custody being over there. I think what we'll do, we'll have this area as a protective custody area. There you go, 2 cells, which are a little bit larger, but remember, we're going to lock them in the cells anyway, so that should do us quite nicely. So that's going to be that there. Over this side, we have our room at the top. This room is currently it's a staff room, and people say we should move it down the bottom because then it means there's less distance for them to travel. But the reason it's over this side is if I move it down here, what we'll have to do is make this sort of difference. We'll have to have it say a staff room like that, okay? Which I don't want to do because then you have to go through the staff room to get to the offices, which isn't a problem. We've done that several times before, but it also means that this office is then right at the back, and we've got this corridor that goes all the way to the back that we don't need. Although, I guess if I do that and that, let's try this out. Let's just try this out. So if we do that, cut that out, because the thing is, I need an entrance there, you see, so we can get all the way around there. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is a staff room, that would work quite well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this obviously will be a door, so we just put object door there, object door there. That should work out, actually. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so that's implemented as far as I can tell. Everybody's ideas and comments and suggestions, and most people seem to be quite happy with the design and just excited to see it get built. So I think we will do that. So let's crack on with the building. No prisoners this episode, and probably not the next one either, but we are going to go for a basic detention centre grant and an administration centre as well. So there we go. Let's just unpause this thing and get cracking on. So we need to go to fence, and then we will drag a fence from here all the way along to the left, straight up to the top there, and then right along to the other side as well, to about there. I think that should do us quite nicely. We could go a little bit further, but I think that is about right. Okay, fine. So obviously speed up to max speed and they'll crack on. A lot of people are saying that the deliveries is the wrong way around, and I don't know what they mean by that. That seems to work quite okay for me. So let's just get on with this. We need to put in, I guess, the administration centre first, and then we can get another. We can probably get we get a warden, and we can get an accountant, and we can do that sort of thing, because obviously we need to get that grant done and stuff, and then we can then get additional grant, which means we can then start getting these ones here. As I said, no prisoners this or next episode, and then we can crack on with it. A couple of comments have been asking what sort of prisons we're going to get, and I've already mentioned that. We're going to have this a completely open prison, so it's going to be low, medium, and high risk. Obviously, we might have supermax prisoners, which we might have to put in protective custody in this area here, or fully lock them down in their cells. We might get permanent punishments. I think because of the money it'll take to make this thing, I don't think we'll have enough money. I might even, just for the sake of, playing it and showing everything, I might hack money in later on, but it'll depend on how much money we can make from the workshops and other things. Obviously, we do have a area here where we can have forestry, so that'll work out quite well. I did put this solitary area in here, and a lot of people said a couple of people said we should probably get rid of one of them and put the kennel there, but I don't like that idea because I always go for... I wouldn't say it's a harsh policy, but I think it's all a matter of opinion and perspective. But I like the idea if you punch a prisoner or anything like that or try to escape, you get solitary. We're not tolerating that sort of stuff. You just get solitary. So I always tend to have a lot of solitary in my prison policy. That's just how I play it. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So anyway, they are cracking on. As you can see, they're building, and they're done. Okay, so we can just got foundation and then building brick. I do want to do a brick building, and then we're going to go straight along all the way to the bottom there. There's a nice big lump of building, and that's cost a little bit of money, but that's okay. And then we'll put an entrance there and an exit there, and then we also want a staff door up that area. Do we want a staff door, or do we want a... Do we want a staff door? Yeah, staff door will be okay for that one, I think. We'll have a staff door either side there. There we are. And then we'll have a one at the back there as well, probably. But we'll see how that one goes. Right, unpause it, and they can crack on with that one. Cool. So, the reason I want a staff door is because then you can get to all the way around and run around that side. We will have a dog patrolling around there as well, because obviously these prisoners here they probably only have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 bits to escape. I'll probably put the toilet right up here just to try and avoid that, but we'll see how it goes. Obviously, these cells here are larger than the ones up top, and that is, done on purpose. A couple of people are saying that the middle ones here, we should actually extend them. Instead of having them like this, we should probably extend it even further and have more 2x2s. I am actually in agreement. I think maybe 2x2s right down the centre is probably the way to go, but I'm going to see what happens. While they're doing that, I'm going to count how many cells we got. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. By the way, someone's already worked this out, but I just totally forgot. Someone worked out in the comments. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 4, 8... Ooh, that's problematic. Okay, you need at least 50 prisoners to have events happening, as far as I've been told. So maybe we're going to have to increase that. Either way, let's do some power, and let's do some water. And capacitors. There we are. And we'll put a capacitor there, just for the sake of saving ourselves a electrical cable. This is problematic. I've done that the wrong way around. I should have put that up there, because then we can connect it up to that. But as it stands now, I'm going to have to run it all the way around, and it's going to be a massive pain. Damn it! And I'm pretty sure, is this going to be a bug? Now, this bug was in the game originally. If you dismantle this, it actually broke the thing. Is it going to break it, or will it allow me to dismantle it properly? And if it breaks, it's going to cost us a lot of money, which is going to be very, very, very infuriating. No, it has actually boxed the power station up correctly. That is good. Right, so we'll put it up there, and obviously capacitors along like so. That's that. Quite nice. Come on, drop that tool. Drop that. I want to capacitor dismantle. There we are. I've got auto light on because I can. I tried to turn it off last time, and it worked, but it was very annoying. Right. So we've got most of them put in. We will dismantle that little bit there, and then put another capacitor there, and that's it sorted. Right, okay, so we now have the electrical system in. So what I'll do is run an electrical cable right up this area to about there. Alright, and then we will unpause that, and then we'll go to brick walls, and we'll start putting some brick walls in. So I'll put them all along here. Not going to use anything other than brick. I think brick is going to be fine for our needs. Obviously, this area is going to be... I think that'll probably do. There we are. This is going to be our security and our armory, and obviously I've put it out of the way because, well, otherwise putting it in the middle of a prison would not be a good idea. Although we have tried it, and yeah, we've proven that it isn't a good idea, actually, because it's not went wrong several times, but when we do the Fight Club, it does kick off quite badly. And the first thing they do is go, oh, look, there is some sort of, some sort of armory over there. Let's do that. Let's go over there and nick everything. I'm going to put some staff doors in around here, but then the other doors... actually, you know what? I will put staff doors. You might as well put staff doors. There are hundreds, so they are actually double the amount of the standard doors that everybody can use. But I think it is worth it because if anyone gets in here, then obviously it's all bad. Actually, to be fair, if anyone's kicking off around here, we've pretty much lost the prison already. But still, you know, might as well do it properly. Right, so we'll go to office, and first things first, we want to put the office at the here. This is going to be our warden, and speaking of warden, there is one unit of warden, and we will hire. Or what, rather, we will buy some furniture for him. So there's some furniture. There we go, some nice furniture. Sorted. And then, now that we've got bureaucracy unlocked, we will get some finance. And obviously it's going to say office required. And now it shouldn't say office required. Fantastic! So we can get that all sorted. Right, so we need to hire an accountant, one unit of accountant. But before we do that, we might as well crack on with some of the rooms. So we'll go to a reception, and we'll put a reception in like so. There we are. And we will actually put an office desk right at the front, like so. We need to put a table and a chair in, so tables will go at either side, and there's a reason why I did it like that, so there's that, that's all cool. I will delete that little bit there, so it's not going to be problematic. We're going to have some metal detectors there, and I think what I'll do as well, I'm actually going to probably demolish these two bits of wall. I don't really need double doors there, so we'll do that, and then obviously we need to go back to reception and just put that back in. That's cool, and obviously metal detectors there to detect stuff that's coming in. Excellent. Right, so there's that sorted for now. Let me just go back to the electrical cable and run some electrical cable in the rooms that require it, and it looks like that's pretty much sorted. Accountancy's getting sorted. Build two offices. We might as well crack on with the other office, so we'll go to office and we'll put all that in there. That's a little bit too small, so we'll fix that. And then we need to put a file cabinet in there, and then the other office furniture. There we go. There's the furniture sorted. But the problem is that I really want to get the other offices done, but I know it's going to cost too much, so we're not going to do that. So almost finished the administration center grant. As you can see, it's going up, and once it hits 100% on the unlock finance through bureaucracy, I can then hire an accountant, and they can then count. And there we go, there's one unit of accountant, and there's our grant done. Okay, sorted. Let's just go back to bureaucracy. We're going to go for a extra grant research, and we'll go for a bank loan research. We might as well start to unlock, well, we pretty much need everything, so I'm going to go for maintenance, security, psychology, and health. Actually, I should have researched it the other way around, health and psychology first, because normally the grant I go for is the health and well-being grant, but we probably could go for a short-term investment, but then it does take money, but we really should start going for it. We'll go for a short-term investment, and we'll crack on with that. Right, okay, so what else do we need to do? Well, we need to get the basic detention center grant done, which is a holding cell, shower, yard, kitchen. Let's go for the yard, because that's a very, very simple one to do, so we just need to go to this section here, and then we'll put a yard in like so, and that will then register as an yard. There we go. We need a holding cell, a shower, kitchen, canteen, two guards, two other things as well, otherwise known as cooks. So let's go to building concrete, and we will, oh no, building brick rather, and we will put in the fairly large area in the center. This is going to be our kitchen and canteen. Actually too large, people have pointed out, but I don't mind it being oversized. The only time I can see there's a problem is if I've made rooms too big and we don't have space for anything else. We do have the space for the things we need, so there's not really a problem there. Right, so there's that sorted. We do need to put in some sort of entranceway, and that will be a staff door, which will go right at the back like that, and then obviously we'll put one in there, and then we won't put one there, we'll put one further forward, but I'll change it later on. And then large jail doors go at this side here. I really shouldn't put them in, but I need to, I guess, because if we break it off, it's going to be problematic. 6,386 generic units of currency stroke generic credits, whichever you prefer. Not bad, not bad. This area is going to be storage, which we haven't actually built, so I might have to build that first. This area is going to be staff room. I could change that to storage, but it doesn't really seem right to me. In fact, if we wanted to, now that I think of it, this area could become storage, and then in here, we could split it down and have security and armory there, and then next to it we will have a big bit of visitation. We could do that, but it does mean that the armory is sort of inside the prison. Not that it's a big problem, because we're going to have a lot of security in there. This is a security station at this side, but that's mainly for talking to prisoners and such. As in when we have to bring them in to have a little chat and say, now then, what did you see? What did you see? Who's snitching on whom and all of that? But, I don't know. I think it might be a good idea, to be honest with you. But that's going to be a fairly large storage that just isn't required. We don't need a storage that big. Oh dear, oh dear. Let me just go to the brick wall here, and we'll put the brick wall in like so, and then another brick wall in like so. Do I want to do that? Do I want to shift it? Do I want to move it over? The storage is just too big. If we put it there, I know that it's going to be too big. But then, is there a reason why we wouldn't? It's more secure over there where it is. The reason to move it over means that the entranceway will go in there and straight in, and visitors will go right there. Whereas currently they have to go all the way around. This currently doesn't have a purpose anyway. Oh, I'm really in two minds whether to shift it or not. I do not know. Let's just put these in. We'll see what happens. Let's just go for rooms, and I'll just because I can't decide what to do, I'm just going to keep building. Get rid of that bit, and that bit, and that bit. And that little bit there. There we are. And then a kitchen. And for that to be registered as a legitimate kitchen, one cooker and one fridge. That's all we need for now on. We need a sink as well, don't we? Sink goes there. And yeah, that's sorted. Table and serving tables. We might as well put them in. They're only 20 each, so they're really, really cheap. Ooh. There we are. And then we could have table and chairs. How am I going to plan this out? Let's go for table and chairs. I cram it up a little bit. Something like that. And we've got a lot of walkway in between it, which makes sense to me. And then the same there. Then you've got straight shots right through this middle where the entrance are. That makes sense to me. Okay, we're going to go with that. Yep, that's cool. Okay, so table. One. And a bench. Done. That's officially classed as done, so we can leave that. Right, power. We need to run power straight up in the middle, like so, and that should hopefully power things up. A bit of piping needs to be laid, so we're going to run a pipe in, I guess, along here, and then up that way, like so. We do want to run a pipe up here as well, but we'll run it on the other side for reasons that probably won't become clear, but that's also going to cost a crap load of money, which we don't need to spend at this current time. There we go. And then we'll run that there. And then obviously that'll run up and then along the pathway. Cool. Right. So that's mostly connected. We do need... That's still not... There are no prisoners assigned to eat at this canteen. Yeah, because we ain't got prisoners or anywhere to sort of have the prisoners. Let's run electrical cable like so. I might as well connect it like that. There we go. That should do quite nicely. Right. So, we do have... We do have nowhere near enough money to complete the rest of it. I still don't know what to do with this bit. Whether to have the storage there or move it down to here. Moving it down to there would mean that this storage is too big. Let's weigh up the pros and cons. If we have it if we leave it like now, so we have it so storage, visitation, something, then we would. The advantages of that is that I guess the security area is off to one side, and it means that we can't interrogate prisoners there, which is a problem, but we've got the thing on the left to do that. And then we've got our armory out of the way, so it's behind several doors. That's the advantage. Other advantages are that we won't oversize the thing. Disadvantages, I'm going to have to build this area to have an additional bit, which isn't really a problem, I guess. But also, we have to have visitors that come in, go all the way up and then across and then down to go into the visitation rather than the other way. We could then shift that over there, but then I don't want it there. Oh dear, oh dear. I think, in all honesty, I'm going to redesign that. I think we'll have that as visitation. Or I'll have a security room, which will be here. Alright, so I'll have a security room there, and then we'll have a armory, I think there. Okay. And then we'll have an entrance there. Entrance doesn't really need to be that big, you see. Probably shift the armory down as well. Shift it down, maybe? No, that's about right. So we'd have like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this could be our security area. Security area where we have, say, CCTV, door controls, blah, blah, blah. Come in here, then you've got an armory. And then this over here becomes our storage. So, yeah, it's going to be oversized, but I guess it doesn't really matter because we've got the space. And, you know, we can do something else to change it. So we'll demolish that, and then we'll go to rooms. And then while I remember, I'm going to just get ourselves a staff room. And then a storage. Storage. Extra large. Look at that, it's massive. Too big. Ah, well. I could, if I want to, though, move the exports over this side, and then that will mean that prisoners can bring the exports to that themselves, instead of me having to do it manually. That's actually a possibility. I never really thought of that. We could get rid of that bit, put a wall in between, have storage as staff only, have this bit as export, so when prisoners are working, because this will all be prisoner accessible, they'll come in, they could drop it off there and then bring it back, and then instead of us having to cart it from the workshop over to there, we can have exports to do that way. Yes, that works. That works for me. I'll change that later on. Probably. Right. 2,902 generic units of currency struck generic credits. 1 in-game day to actually get more money. What other grants have we got done? In fact, what research are we still doing? We've got health and we've got psychology. If I get rid of this short-term investment, then it means that I will get 5 grand back. Where is our health and well-being stuff? It's over here, isn't it? This is our health stuff. Let's get that sorted first. We need to go building brick, and we'll build this. Oh, maybe we won't. Maybe we won't do any of that because it's very, very expensive apparently to have that bit there. We could get a bank loan. And then that will allow us to build it. But then we could just wait a little while. Sack it. Bank loan. There we go. And that increases our credit rating anyway when we pay it back. So every cloud and all that. So 125 a day. So our daily cash flow has gone down a bit, but it means we can still build and it's actually interesting for yourself. So this is going to be several different areas. We've got a... Well, this is going to be the... This is the infirmary. This is the psychologist's office, and this is the morgue. So I guess, what sort of entrance do we want? Psychologist's office. Do we want staff doors or do we want normal doors? See, I've always found this a bit problematic. I've never really decided, and I really can't tell what is the best sort of door for this, because you don't want prisoners walking into the infirmary straight off and just nicking everything, but then it has to be, the infirmary has to be accessible by prisoners. You can't have it staff only, or you can, but it's useless. But then if you have a jail door, it means that it has to be opened by either a guard or by the other person anyway, and the prisoners going inside is not illegal in the first place, so you might as well just have doors, really. Because they are allowed in there, and it's secure. No, they are allowed in there, and even if you put like a solitary door on there, if they want to nick something, they're just going to go in and nick it. They'll just wait for the guard to open the door and walk in. So you might as well just have a door. Is that faulty logic, or is that Is that okay? I've no idea. Either way, I'm putting a door on there, and also the door's the cheapest thing we have. The psychologist office is pretty much the same thing. I think one of them doors is fine. There we go. They'll crack on with that. And then the one to here though, we could change. This is going to be where the morgue is, so we will put, I guess, the door there. Something like that. Yeah, that'll do us. Right, okay, so infirmary, this thing here, morgue, this thing here, and then an office, this thing here. Alright, there's that. So we need to furnish the infirmary, which will be doors, but we need to really put some walls in the first place. That's going to be 200. That's probably going to spend all my, no, it's not going to burn all my money, but it's going to come close to it. We're still actually receiving money because of our daily cash flow, which is always interesting me. You can pretty much just get, you can have everybody just sitting around, and you could just literally wait and wait and wait and wait, and you'll get enough money, which is being a bit weird. Just limitations of, I guess. Right, okay, so morgue slab is failing its requirement because we don't have... the morgue is failing because it doesn't have a morgue slab. The medical centre is failing because it doesn't have a bed. Now it does. And this is an office, so it's failing it because it doesn't have a chair, a desk, or the other way around, I guess, the way I placed them. 1 unit filing cabinet, and... need another chair. There we go. Never knew whether it was a sofa or not. You know. Speaking of sofa, we need a wide sofa and a drinks machine in here. So, wide sofa and drinks machine is far too pricey for us. Afraid we can't have that. Looks like we need a bit of power over there. Can we run our utilities up that way? We could just run the electrical cable right down the centre, but in all honesty, we do probably want to run it... we could run it that way, and that way. Yeah, probably best just running it straight up the centre, to be honest with you. We'll do that. Run it down. That might do it. I think this is because it's a separate room. We will have to do that because there's no connecting door, you see. But that should do us. $4. 4 generic units of currency left. Wow. Not exactly a crap load of money, but enough for us to crack on anyway. So, there we go. There's some lights coming on. And can we crack on with the remaining lighting? We don't need to do anything because it's actually lit up. Right. Okay. So I think we will leave it there. Next episode, we will get the health and well-being grant, which will be this one here because our short-term investment is due to finish. And then that will allow us to do that and then basically just crack on with the rest of the stuff because that's always the sort of sticking point. And we should be okay. In fact, I believe our extra grant's been done anyway. We'll probably get another grant. Yeah, we can get another grant anyway, so it's not really a big problem. So let's go for... Ooh, do I want to go for a long-term investment? I guess that'll put me into minus figures, won't it? Oh yeah, put me into minus. Wow, but we're going to get 11 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Right, okay, leaving it there. Next episode, as I said, we can crack on with that. As always, thanks very much for watching. Take care, comments in the comments, and generic partings. Someone's going to shout at me for not getting the extra grand earlier, but deal with it.